Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Mike Beer, the DRF race of the day for Wednesday, October the 28th. Race number 7 at Gulfstream Park West. Let's take a peek at this field. This is a competitive group of optional claimers, Florida breds going a mile on the turf, fillies and mares. You can download free Formulator Pass performances for this race on the Race of the Day event page at DRF.com. Access them, handicap along with us. Mike, several sharp horses in this race, either coming off of wins or close finishes.
Yeah, as you said in the open, that it's a pretty well-matched field. I mean, they've several of these horses have sort of already run against each other a few times, and it doesn't seem like it's ever the same result when they do match up. So a lot of different ways to go, and it feels like trips, and perhaps the pace could be pretty important here because it does feel like there's enough speed in here to set it up for the closers.
Timeform US agrees with you as we toss up the Timeform US pace projector for our race of the day. Senseless Drama, the one, should be able to make the lead. I believe she's faster than both the 4 Yolanda's Pride, the 8 Donna Me Up. The key is how fast Senseless Drama has to go in the early portion. Timeform US believes she's going to have to go pretty fast.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll see. I agree with you that I think she is the best speed, and having the rail is certainly to her advantage in this race. There are other horses who want to be forward. I expect Senseless Dream to make the front, Dan, and then I guess we'll just see if she can hold on. She's blown stretch leads in each of her last 3 starts.
Those 3 races, though, on good footing. Her most recent win came on firm, and last time out she was against open foes. We'll take a look at that race right now, and as usual, Senseless Drama went to the early lead, and she's got the lead turning into the stretch. She's just not going to be able to hold off Mo of the West. Not a lot of running going on behind these two, but she was easily second best.
I mean, she was. Got right to the lead in this race, had control of it pretty much the entire way, and was no match for Mo of the West, a horse who also beat her 3 starts back in July when Senseless Dream got relatively loose on a pretty slow pace, Dan, and that horse just ran her over late in that race. We'll see. She's obviously a contender here. I don't love her last 3 races. I don't love that she didn't hold on in any of those races. And I just felt like if she was going to be one of the favorites, I would probably try to beat her.
Right next door is a filly that's finished behind Senseless Drama. That's the 2, Dance Till Dawn, who was third most recently. That race breaking a mini 2-race win streak. What I like about Dance Till Dawn is her tactical speed coupled with this good inside post position. I think she'll break under Angel Arroyo and just tuck in behind Senseless Drama and get the toe going into the first turn and in the backstretch. That trip could be key here.
I can see her getting that trip as well in this race. I think that could be to her advantage. And then we'll see. Her wins 2 and 3 back. I thought she ran okay in those races and obviously earned competitive figures. That was against much weaker horses though, Dan. And when they stepped her up last time, I don't know about you, I thought she got a good trip there. I didn't think she ran that great.
Fast pace might help the 3 Passion Plus, Mike. A mare who was on the dirt last time out, you can draw a line through that race, even though she was the beaten favorite. Let's watch her effort 2 starts back. She is the gray mare and the yellow silks on the outside, and she's in third with some work to do. But once she hops over to her right lead, she's going to come with a good kick to finish second. She's the kind of mare, Mike, that to me runs to the level of her competition. You give her some pace, she'll come running late.
Yeah, I think she will. We'll see how fast they go in front of her, because I do agree with you that it'll be important that she gets some pace. I thought she ran well in that replay we just watched, Dan. The race prior to that when she won, I thought she ran really well that day. She was wide all through the turn, made a pretty early move into that race, and I liked the way that she stayed to the finish to win. And right before that, Dan, when she finished behind Senseless Dream, that was a really slow pace, and this horse got held up in traffic for a long way. I'm not so sure she didn't run one of the best races that day.
Yolanda's Pride is the number 4. She's seeking her 3rd consecutive victory. This will be her first start off a 2-month layoff. Let's take a look at her most recent race at Gulfstream against open claimers restricted to 3-year-old fillies. Yolanda's Pride was heavily favored to win this race. She's the number 2 in the black blinkers on the outside. She has to work, but she beats 2 next out winners, the runner-up coming back to win the Miss Gracie Stakes at Gulfstream with a 76 buyer.
Yeah, I guess that was a pretty live race. Overall, her turf form is pretty solid. It's very rare that she doesn't show up and run a pretty good race on the turf. Her tactical speed has a lot to do with that. I thought she ran fine last time, Dan. I mean, that was really a perfect trip at the end of the day. I wasn't, blown away by that win, but I guess if she runs another race like that and gets another trip like that, she could be tough in here.
Lots of changes for the number 5, looking like a queen, a new trainer, stretching out in distance. In her last race at 5 furlongs against Open Company, she has missed the break. And when you miss the break going 5 against those type of horses at Gulfstream, you're just not going to make up much ground. I thought she ran okay considering. Her prior races, I think, are sneaky good. She has some buyers on the go back that would make her a contender at a price.
Yeah, all those things are true. I mean, I guess you have to get past, because I agree with you. You're just supposed to give her a pass for the last one where they cut her back to 5 and she totally blew the start. You have to get past the race 2 back when they ran at this level against some of these horses, and she was the favorite that day. And you know what? She finished last in that field, Dan. But I just thought she got a very passive ride in that race, was wide the entire way while the 1, 2, 3 finishers all rode the inside for the entire race. And her form prior to that, I just think suggests that she stacks up really well against this field, and she's going to be a price in here.
And she has that versatile running style that could prove very, very handy, especially if the pace heats up. The 6 is What a Beaut, and really the question for What a Beaut's the layoff. We haven't seen her in almost a year since this race at Gulfstream West. She likes the surface. Let's watch that race against state-bred allowance horses. She's in the Gary Barber Hot Pink Silk. She was tracking 3 wide throughout, and she's going to just miss on the outside to a filly that showed some promise. She came back to win again. A non-winner's of one other than with a 76 at Gulfstream before going on the shelf. Now, this was What a Beaut's first start since about 6 months. Now we haven't seen her in almost a year. She's obviously had her share of problems. I think she does have some ability.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. You know, we'll see if she comes back ready to run here. She ran fine in that race we just watched. You know, other than that, I thought her turf form was only okay. I guess we'll see what happens. They have a pretty short price on the morning line. I'm not sure I'd be interested if she's around that price. And the other thing, I think this is the race of the day. So you have the formulator PPs. Just look up Cassie's stats with long layoff horses like this, returning in turf routes. The numbers are not good. Especially when you expand it out. And this horse has been away for a long time. 300+ day layoffs, returning in turf routes. He's 2 for his last 43. The ROI is below 50 cents on the dollar. These horses don't win.
These horses don't win, so 4-1 on the morning line might be a little bit of an underlay. The 7 is Generic Mark, who's stepping up sharp. Let's watch Generic Mark's most recent race. This race was restricted to non-winners of 3, 12,500 claimers, and I thought the trip worked out. You see her down on the inside with the white blinkers. This horse on the lead is just very, very tired right now, and Generic Mark took advantage.
Yeah, the trip really worked out for her. It was a much weaker field as well. She did run a new top figure in that race. And you know what? She might catch some pace in front of her in this spot. I just felt like she might be in a little too tough.
Donamy up the number 8. Well, it took her a while to figure this game out. 12 starts, and then she was able to finally win a 12,500 maiden claimer. They put her on the chase first time out against winners. She tired in a race where the 6th place horse came back to run a 61 Beyer speed figure. There are a lot of class questions here, and if she's chasing the rail horse, who's arguably a more quality speed horse, she could be in trouble.
Yeah, too slow here as she steps up in class. So it feels like she would just need to get the right trip to be competitive, and it feels like she can't get the right trip in here.
Jost saying the number 9, Edgar Prado's amazing, isn't he? He's still going strong. He's still winning races at Gulfstream and Gulfstream West, and he's got a puncher's chance from the back of the pack with Jost saying. Let's watch the most recent try. Victor LeBron was aboard Jost saying in this race, and you're going to see her come from way out of it. She's not even in the picture right now. She's going to show up in the silver silks on the far outside to get third. She did beat 3 of these horses, and a similar pace situation might be coming in this spot.
Yeah, and she had improved in her first 2 starts for this trainer back in March and April. I mean, she did improve in those 2 races, and then, you know, I thought all in all she ran fine there trying to circle the field from last. There was nothing wrong with that performance. Dan, she's off a little bit of a layoff here too. So we'll see if she comes back in the kind of form that she left in. If she does, she's got a chance in this race.
The horse that just nipped her for the place that day did come back to win a Florida bred allowance with a solid 83 Beyer. So that race came back pretty live. Ghostly Beauty completes the horses that are entered in the main body of this field. If the 11 Daddy's Joy comes in, she's a major contender for Safi Joseph, stepping up off a gate to wire score against maidens. But let's talk about Ghostly Beauty, who 3 starts back made this 4 wide bid on the far turn, and she just flattened out a little bit. I thought that was a decent performance. Her last 2 races, though, that tactical speed just hasn't been there. I think she's been out-sprinted, and a similar situation could occur here. She's a horse eligible for non-winners of 2 life that likes to pick up minor trophies.
Yeah, the outside post may not help either, Dan, because I think you're right. She probably needs the right trip to win here, and, you know, drawn in post 10, she may not be able to get it. The race 2 back, when she was in against several of these horses as the favorite, I mean, she just got outrun to last. Right from the start in that race. And then she made, I don't know, a 4 or 5 wide run all the way around the turn. She actually didn't run that poorly in there. But boy, it feels like she could get a similar trip in this spot, and that may not work out.
But maybe she drifts a little bit off that 9-2 on the morning line because of the post position issues that could pose a threat to her win chances. Let's take a look at our top picks. Race number 7, Gulfstream Park West, our race of the day for Wednesday. Wide open race. Mike wants a price. Getting Paco Lopez at a price. 15-1 on the morning line for the 5, looking like a queen. Throw out the turf sprint. And just maybe her back races are good enough to get her there. She's certainly been popular in the claim box.
Yeah, I do think she has the back races to be a real contender in this race. And I just feel like I can make excuses for her last couple of starts that don't look that good. I think she's a lot better than those races suggest, and she's way too big a price on the morning line as far as I'm concerned.
Mike made the cases against the 6, What a Beaut, and they're actually very good ones. This long layoff, Cassie's sort of poor record off those laps, and the fact that she's still eligible for non-winners of 2 life. I just think we haven't seen her best race yet. Mike's right, though, about the price. I think 4-1's a little bit too light. I need her to drift, and I'm not sure that's going to be the case. But I do expect her to run well off the layoff. It's not like this is some gaudy class hike. 6-3-2-1 for me. You're going 5-3-4 and 10, Mike. This 3 horse is a little bit interesting, though. I think we both like Passion Plus from the back.
Yeah, she needs pace, but I think if she gets it, she'll give a good account of herself in here.
Fun effort for the Wednesday race of the day, Gulfstream Park West, race number 7, approximate post 3:06 Eastern. Good luck.